When I would leave the job at 7:22, I'm really leaving it right now at 8:22. But let's discuss what's going on in my mind right now. You know what? Them lights should be turned on. Oh, I need them to do the walks. We're gonna discuss. So what do y'all think about the banks? So I've been noticing on YouTube they've been talking about these banks crashing. First of all, my bank was acting real. I don't know what was going on with the app. And I'm like, look, I gotta pay my note, my house note. Look at this fat dog. Girl, you need to stop feeding him pork chops. All that fat on him. Both of these are some old dogs. Sorry, y'all, but these are some old timers. But anyway, so they was talking about that bank, Silicon Valley, and all of that, and you had all of these people who basically lost their money, unless if they had over $250,000, they short. And you know what? I was really thinking, I'm like, dang, to work and then have like, let's say you had 500,000, just sitting chilling, and you thinking I'm good. I got my nest egg. It's in the bank. It's safe. Where people can't get to it, and you just wake up one day and you go to the bank and you can't even grab any of your money. That's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. I remember years ago when I asked my best friend, I was like, "You don't got a 401k?" And you know what she said to me? She said, "Girl, I ain't giving my money to these people so they could go to, um, what she said, so they could go to the stock market and play craps with my daggone money and gamble my money away." And I'm like, "You got a point. You got a point." So do I think that we're dealing with a market crash? Okay, I was telling my friends, well, not my friends, I was telling my coworkers this today. I said, y'all, and they like, oh yeah, whatever, Mona, you tripping. Then our company sends a mass email talking about these particular banks that basically just went down. So everybody's talking about is going to cause a ripple effect. Like we got a lot of stuff that we're dealing with here. We got rumors of war. We got rumors of war. We got flying saucers. Now, for all of those who were on food stamps recipients, that you may not made a lot of money, but you had your food stamps to kind of get you and your family by. Now they done took that underneath you and take it for somebody who's never been on food stamps, but don't get it twisted. I have used food stamps before. No, 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 no. My bad, my bad. I have been on food stamps. When my husband left me some years ago, I was on food stamps. And you know what? Shout out to you, VA, because you got me through some rough times. Shoot, because I sure enough went to the grocery store and we was eating good. Yeah, so but when I made over, because it's food stamps is meant to help you get by, and some people have been on food stamps for like all their life. You know what I mean? That's just each its own. Like you have to be below a certain poverty level or above a certain level to even obtain food stamps. When I was younger, they told me, nope, you make too much or whatever, so it was just not my cup of tea until my husband left and I had to get on my feet. So I appreciated that help. But I'm going to tell you some real stuff with inflation and going to the grocery stores and just getting a handful of groceries when you don't have any stamps and have to pay for it in cash, you feel the bite. You have to sacrifice your shopping sprees with, nope, I gotta go grocery shopping. And y'all already know my situation because I'm not getting any support right now. I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna pray and be like, Maybe, people will come to their senses. But either way, so now we're dealing with rumors of war, UFOs, the inflation. We already dealt with the whole forced jabroos. Um, and now we're dealing with banks crashing. And I said this a while back. People don't go crazy when they don't have money. They don't go crazy, but they will go nuts and they will go ham on you if they don't got food. They will go ham on you if they don't have food. Now, I'm hoping and praying we don't get to that level. And I'm hoping and praying we don't get to the level where you just don't have the funds and the means to, you just can't get to the bank. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope we don't get to that level, because even the rich, when you really think about this, even those who are wealthy, they keep their money where? In the bank. And if it ever got to a point where you thinking you're so like, I don't ever have to worry because I got about $5 million in the bank account, so I'm good. And then when you realize, when you go to the ATM, decline, there's no more dollars, then you're basically in the same boat as everybody else. I I I believe this is ushering in the new currency. And that's with the crypto and all that other stuff. Because with this, we're coming into the times where you won't be able to buy and sell without it. Um, some people don't want to hear it though. Some people don't want to hear prepare and pull out. And some people just like, I ain't even got enough in there right now to even pull out. Like, look. And I remember the late John Paul Jackson talking about, you're going to have cash on hand and have to show proof that things belong to you. Because when systems go down, you're going to have to prove you are who you say you are. So, do I think that there's going to be a bank crash? Let me tell you what I do. I pray and I ask God for protection. And usually what I would do is I would look up somebody's dream, because I know God gave somebody a dream about this. The body of Christ, we all work together and everybody got their different gifts. So I said, let me see what's going on. Let me see what's going on. So of course, I started looking at videos that were only a couple of weeks old to a couple of months old to a couple of years old, brand spanking new 2023. And it's people that basically had dreams of the bank crashing. They literally had dreams of the bank just down. You guys, I'm gonna miss that man. I miss that man. But yeah, today's Dad's birthday. So what do I think? I do believe that we are going to have a crash, y'all. I really hope. I don't want one. I don't want. See, when you ain't got dollars, coins, and you can't go get the things that you see. We okay. We are very spoiled. Americans, we live like kings and queens over here. Even folks that cross through the border, as soon as you step foot on this land, you like, I'm in there like swimwear. You cannot tell me nothing. The sky is the limits. If even for real, we can go past that. You can fly out and just do your thing. Like, we live so good. We don't understand, we wouldn't comprehend not being able to go somewhere or not having gas in our tanks not being able to go grab our children the food that they need. We don't get it. And when people get desperate out here, things will get desperate out here. You know what I mean? And I'm like, this is not a cool. I really hope and pray we dodge it. People talk about, well, 2008 is totally different than 2023. It's different. Oh, well, we're gonna have one. I know it's something else. It's something that's just not right with what's going on. It's like everything has been like planned in a way. And I'm not saying that it wasn't planned before, but I don't know. But I was there when 2008 had that huge downpour of when who was it? The loans, the mortgages and stuff like that went down. I was one of those people with the adjustable rate at the time. So I remember, and it was huge, and the banks had to bail these folks out. But everybody then had high interest rates. I remember my house. I think I had a 12% interest rate. I didn't know what I was doing. But the crazy part, I had a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, single family home, and my house note then was 1,200, and it adjusted to like 16, but then they brought it back down to 12, like they was adjusting it. And now you look at that same house, they gutted it out, and the rate is way more. But that was a different time. But what do I think right now? I look, all the stuff that's going on right now, and I just be like, Father, not like this. Just please prepare me, show me what to do, lead me, tell me. And the only thing I'm thinking is just pull money out of the bank. As soon as you hit a deposit, take your money out of the bank quickly. Just keep cash on hand. Even if there's certain bills due, you may want to just go ahead and pull it. You may want to go ahead and pull it. Do what you got to do until, you know what I'm saying, and then if everything is cool, just hurry up and try to get things paid. But even with the money, the crazy part about it is some places are not accepting cash. I walked into the Safeway, and they were like, card only, no cash. So I'm trying to tell y'all, like, I'm not trying to speak fear, but we knew this was coming. Hopefully it don't hit us like that. Hopefully they do bail us out. But we got too many things coming at one daggone time. So hopefully we don't face a crash. And some of these people be like, crash what? What do you mean? What's that supposed to mean? I got money in the bank. I hate to say it, but honey, that's not the safest place to keep it. And another thing too is that the bankers don't want you to go pull money out, because when you pull money out, there's not a lot of money in, and they don't want people to run to the store and pull it. It's like saying we don't want you to get overly crazy, and then you go run into the grocery store, and then you taking everything and you're not leaving it for the next. You know, so I just don't know. Like, I've been looking at it. I've been paying attention. I've been looking at a lot of investors. I've been paying attention because some of our jobs deal with people paying certain things. And so if people can't pay it, then where does that leave you? And if you're not getting the paycheck to pay to pay your bills, then what does that say? One of the ladies I was speaking to today, she said, "Oh, I was brought up poor, honey. I can show you what to do." She was like, I ate bologna sandwiches, and I was like, with the mustard on and the cheese. But I don't eat meat no more, and I don't mean no harm. But if he get that daggone bad, how you gonna give bologna? And some people be like, well, I live off the grid, so I actually plant and I actually do this and do that. Okay, now you got a mob of people that's on their way to your property to take your stuff. And I remember back in the day, this guy said, bullet and beans, bullets and beans. And it sounds funny, but it's real. You're going to get popped if you step foot on this land, and you're going to have to open up them can of beans, and we just going to have to make do. But I really hope and pray we don't get to that. I really hope and pray that we do not get to that, because I'm trying to tell you, it's already a challenge for some of us out here, and we're still seeking our goals and the things that we really want to do. But you can't ignore. You got to be wise. You got to be wise in these times. You cannot be sitting and be like, yeah, that ain't gonna happen to me. And then when somebody like, the banks are shut down, what you mean the banks are shut down? And everybody and their mother running to the ATM, and there's just nothing coming out of it. What are you going to do? What are you going to do when you look at your gas tank and you realize, I don't even have enough to go down the streets? What are you going to do when you got to go out and get babies some diapers? You got to go out. You see what I'm saying? These institutions we depended on, they are just so man-made. They have a flaw in them. And so anyway, so I was looking at people's dreams, and one lady was talking about, well, it was a husband and a wife, and the guy was talking about in his dream it was some bankers, and they were all in the office, and they all had those top hats or some type of bow. He called them bow hats or something like that. And I guess he heard a ruckus in a shootout or something, and then all the bankers was dead except for these two, and it merged. And he said it was a vulture, and that meant that there's, to me, is going to be a ripple effect of a falling of banks. It's going to be a ripple effect of falling of banks, and I was so much. It was really hard for me to sleep last night. It was really hard for me to sleep last night. And come to find out that I had a dream of, what's the dream, you guys? I had a dream I went back in time, and I was talking to some people, and the guy showed me a ruler, one of them old rulers that they used to use. And I was like, I remember that ruler. And he was showing me the ruler. I don't know, it was something about it, the dream. It was very different. I don't know. To this day, I had it last night. But anyway, I went to bed, and I was really like kind of like troubled by that, because I'm just like, nobody wants to wake up and find that the freaking banks are just dry. There goes yours. There goes. I mean, when you really think about it, from the most from the stars that you call stars to Hollywood, when ain't no money circulating and ain't no food in the refrigerator, somebody gonna start asking questions, and eventually you gonna have to go out trying to seek that, right? Um, I just hope it don't happen no time soon. I hope it don't happen. I really do. But you can't be stupid in this time and just be like, I'm just gonna act like that doesn't exist and pay attention to some other stuff. And then when it do happen, it's just like, well, where were you? It's just like, Noah's Ark. A lot of people wasn't paying attention. They thought like, man, y'all stupid building that daggone big old boat. This thing is humongous. You really think that God is going to flood the earth? Ha ha ha. And they was drinking their wine and partying, doing whatever they wanted. That's like the times we live right now. Everybody doing them. Everybody is doing them. They're not even paying attention. And when you tell people, look, I'm letting y'all know right now, y'all need to pull out some cash. I don't want to hear that. All right, all right, all right, all right. When stuff shut down, these people, when stuff shut down, it's just gonna shut down. But let's just hope and pray it don't. Do I think it will? It's a 50-50% chance. With this administration, I mean, who knows? Like, well, you've done it again, Biden. You've done it again. You, you never let us down. You never let us down with the letdowns, right? Here's Biden. Here's the Democrats. You guys have done it again. You never let us down with the downs. You never let us down. You always know. So people can be starving like Marvin, and they still won't believe that this administrator. I don't believe that. I believe he tried. Like, they'll never believe that this administrator just didn't have the best interest in us. I mean, you take all the money that these hard tax earners, these folks that go out here, tax paying folks, these citizens, and what you do is you ship it overseas to fund a war that ain't got nothing to do with nobody. I was listening to, I don't know who he was, a general, and he was talking about when he was told to go to war here. And when he asked, well, why do we need to go to war? And the person said, just because. And the entire audience laughed. And I said, and then you wonder why the youth don't want to enlist in your war, because they refuse to die for stuff that don't got nothing to do with them. I say, nowadays, folks, especially this youth, please, depending on them, it's just like, no, you might as well do it your daggone self. Cause they not fitting to work like we did. But one thing they're not gonna do is they're not gonna die for no stupid stuff. They're not. Their life is not gonna be going down in shambles and be put in a box with a flag over it because you decided you wanted to pick and you wanted to beef with somebody because you got a business that's vested that ain't got nothing to do with them. So anyway, when this general or colonel, when he said that, he said bottom line, the politician wanted to go the politician wanted to go to war because just because. And when he said it, like the audience laughed, and I said, "You see this?" And y'all laughed at it. He just told you that a lot of folks lost their kids, their sons, their daughters for fighting in a war that had nothing to do with our freedom, but had everything to do with this old man's ego. So I don't know. We're living in some crazy times. But getting back to this bank situation. So look at here. I'm pulling stuff out. You gotta go old school now. You gotta pull your stuff out and hide it somewhere. I don't care if you gotta go to grandma's house or whatever. You know what I mean? But you just gotta make sure that you got some coins on hand. Just don't say I ain't never say nothing. I believe that 50%, I believe that the banks are going to crash. In order for you to take on this new currency, you got to get rid of the old currency. You got to. That's just, you know, I think it's unfortunate because a lot of people are not going to see it. And it doesn't matter how much you've been preparing for it. I prepared. I know what to do. No, baby, you don't. You really don't. Because I don't either, be honest with you. We're going to be out here like, what's going on? I mean, these are some very difficult, I don't know. These are some very different down from all the money they had to just nothing. It's nothing like working for dollars and then turn around and your dollars turn to pennies on you. What do you mean, sir? What do you mean? I have $50,000 up in there. What do you mean it's only $2 in there? That's because we had to use your money. Give it back. When times like this, we just can't. What? And also, it's like basically we've been chasing after the wind since people just want to go ahead and dictate what they want to do to it. Like I can honestly say this. I don't know. I just don't know. I'll just be like, Lord, just Father, just when you come back, Lord, just please make sure, please don't leave me. I laugh at it, but I'm serious, for real, for real. Don't leave me. I've been listening to Rapture Dreams and folks that are just like feeling some type of way because they got left behind. I'm like, Lord, please just do not leave me. Um, and some of y'all may say, I don't know, they'll just bail it out like they always do. They'll just, at one point in time, I don't know. I honestly, like I said, I feel like it's going to crash. I feel like we are dealing with a stock market crash. I feel like that we may be entering into a depression. I feel like they are setting up this global, what's this thing, this cryptocurrency. I feel like this is a warning shot to get your monies out of the bank. Again, I literally looked up dreams and on YouTube of other folks, of brothers and sisters who had these dreams, and their dreams was basically telling them, like, God was warning them that it is going to be a stock market crash, that the banks are going to crash. It was another guy that was like, he saw the lines of everybody and people were crying. And I'm like, God, so much, because he'll give you warning. He'll give you warning. Hold on, you guys. Man, people be flying. Like, I don't understand what. Where you in the rush to go, man? If I could be a police officer, I'd be pulling everybody over. Sorry. Y'all see my face? I'll be pulling. I'll be like, "Pew." License and registration. Where you in a rush to? Nowhere. You in a rush to go to court to pay this ticket, ma'am? I just don't understand it sometimes. People be getting hurt out here. You speeding like Speedy Gonzalez. Stop it. Stop it. I cannot believe tomorrow I gotta go to some dag on. Look. I don't even go there. I'm so mad. I gotta travel tomorrow. I gotta travel. And I'm supposed to be working. I gotta travel. It's ridiculous. Ugh. I know one thing. What would you? I mean, I don't know. In this type of situation, you just gotta band together, get you a couple of chickens, man. You gotta go back to back in the day when you were planting stuff. See, they was growing greens, and you know what they did? They went to the pond, man, and got themselves. You know what? I know exactly what to do. If it ever hit, if it ever hit the ceiling, get yourself a fishing pole. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. You got to get yourself a fishing pole, some nets, and you gonna have to just fish and get you some good old fish. And yeah, as long as it's not the fish, the ones with all that teeth. I think they was talking about somewhere in the Potomac, like this particular breed of fish started to take over. I think they were trying to do that on purpose too. Nobody want to eat. Uh, I just hope we don't have no crash. I really do. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I really hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. But anyway, y'all, if I were you, get your money out the bank. And I'm going to do the same thing too. Anyway, y'all have a blessed night tonight.